Hey everybody, welcome to Wacky Wednesday number 80 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and it's time for some more flashback drafts. This week we have triple Lorwyn in the flashback queue. I know next to nothing about Lorwyn. I've read the draft primers, so I'm hopefully going to be able to do something, but I have never touched this format. Most other flashback drafts that we've done so far, I've at least done once or twice, but Lorwyn I have literally never touched. So we'll see how this goes, and I'll see you guys for Pack One, Pick One. Alright, here we are, Pack One, Pick One. We've got ourselves a Hoof Prints of the Stag, which is worth a penny. 1 and a white. Whenever you draw a card, you can put a hoof print on it. 2 and a white, remove 4 hoof prints to... shouldn't be hoof prints. From Hoof Prints of the Stag, put a 4/4 elemental... no. Giant Harbinger. I've heard the Harbingers are very good, so there's a cycle of all of them, and they go and get another type of their creature type. So this goes and gets giants. So if you're not familiar with Lorwyn, it's very heavy on creature type. So race matters. Goat Napper. Goat Napper is battlefield. Untap target goat. Gain control of it. I don't recognize many of these names as being super awesome cards. Put 2 1/1 elf warrior tokens and then clash. They gain death touch till end of turn. I think we might just go with the Harbinger. And then maybe look into going into Giants, which is red, white, says my primer. Yeah, so 3/4 for 5, and when it enters the battlefield, we go and find a Giant and put it on top of our library. So what do we get here? Knucklebone Witch. Whenever a goblin you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you can put a counter on Knucklebone Witch. Which is good, because that's how goblins work in this set. Goblins want to die, because goblins turn into other stuff, is my understanding of that. So we could potentially go for Knucklebone Witch. What else do we have here? Giant's Ire, 4 damage strike player. If you control a giant, draw a card. That's just to face? That's not good. 2/2, enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0, gains haste, you can evoke it. Smoke Braider I hear is good for the elemental deck, but it sounded very complex, so I don't know if I want to jump into the Smoke Braider deck. You can tap it to add 2 mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool to cast elemental spells or activate abilities of elementals. Now, goblins are red-black, so we could still take the Harbinger. So I think we might take the Knucklebone Witch and look into goblins as a potential thing. What do we get here? Well, we get a giant. 4/3, can't attack or block unless you control another giant. Our plan will be to control giants. That is what we will go for. There's a Warren Pilferers here, which is good for goblins, I hear. 5-drop, 3/3, enters the battlefield. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If that card's a goblin, this gets haste. And of course, we're going to be wanting goblins in the graveyard to make Knucklebone Witch bigger, to get the value off of the goblins, etc. So I think I'm pretty happy to take the Warren Pilferers here. Seems a little bit better than the Giant. There's a Silver Gale Adept. Those are valuable in paper, aren't they? Are they valuable offline? Or online? Silver Gale... 5 cents. So relatively valuable compared to normal, but still not good. There's a Judge Occurrence here, which is really good for the Merfolk deck. Whenever a Merfolk taps, you gain a life, and the Merfolks tap constantly. But yeah, we're just going to take the Pilferers here and look into goblins. When exiled Boggart dies, discard a card. Does that? Maybe that works. So goblin put into graveyard from battlefield. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's a bear. At not worst. Obviously, at worst, if it dies, we're in trouble. But it's still a bear. Oh, that's just shock. I feel like just straight up shock is fine. In fact, it's shock with an upside because it's a goblin card. Needle drop, 1 damage target creature or player that was dealt damage this turn. Draw a card. No. Mournwelk, target player, so Mind Rot on a 3/3. Choose a giant you control. It Rabid Bites. Yeah, I think we'll take the Tarfire. That would be fine, but I don't know that we're going to be in Giants. Another Tarfire. Is Tarfire actually bad? Am I missing something here? I feel like Tarfire is just shock. What's this goblin? 3/2 for 4. whenever a player casts a Kithkin spell, you may have target player lose a life. So if I'm up against Kithkins, that could be decent. Aether Snipe, one of the better cards. I guess we'll take the Boggart, but is Tarfire not good? Kills that, and it kills that, and it kills that, and that, and that. I think I'll just take Tarfire number 2. Okay, no Tarfire number 3. That's good. We've got a 1/1 for 2 that's pro elves. That doesn't sound great. A 2/2, and goblins I control have menace. Well, that sounds good. 3-drop 2/1 forest walk. 2 and a black, sack it. Destroy target tree folk or forest. Wild ricochet. Flame Knight Invoker 2/2. 2 and a red. Creatures you control get +1/+0. If this is the 3rd time this ability is resolved this turn, creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn. I think we might just take the Caterwauling Boggart. Yeah, let's take it. So we still haven't seen a giant for this, but here's a decent giant. But what else do we have? We've got a Fire-Bellied Changeling, 1/1. Pay a red. Ew. So it's a 1/1 for 2 that can Fire Breathe twice. That is all creature types. Bog Hoodlum, 6-drop 4/1. They can't block. Enters the battlefield. Clash. If you win, it becomes a 5/2. That doesn't seem great either. So I'm tempted to just take the Hearthcage Giant. 7-drop 5/5. I've played this in Momir a few times. You get 2 3/1 elementals. You can sack an elemental to give target giant creature +3/+1. So him or my Harbinger. Oh, you're a goblin. When it dies, target creature gets -2/-2. Actually, yeah, let's take that instead. Last second change there. 3-drop 2/1. Enters the battlefield. Search your library. Oh, this is the Harbinger. This is the Goblin Harbinger. And I think it's what we're going to take. As long as you control a fairy, we're probably not going to have... Well, we might have fairies if we're in black. But yeah, I think we just take the Harbinger here. Search up whatever goblin we want. Tribal Elemental Sorcery. 4 damage to target non-elemental creature. Or 7 damage to target tree folk. So 4 damage to something for 5. It's not the best. It's better than that. 3-drop 1/1 flyer. Enters the battlefield. Target player reveals X cards from his or her hand, where X is the number of fairies you control, which will probably be like 1 or 2. So I think I might be okay with... Oh, that's another 5-drop, though. Fault Grinder blows up a land. That's not what we want. Yeah, we'll take the Bonfire, but we want to lower our curve a little bit at some point. 2/3 Death Touch Elf Rogue. Or a Smoke Braider. So Smoke Braider hits our Bonfire so far. But we will get Changelings hopefully as well. So maybe Smoke Braider is just something we play. I think we play it over the Winnower here. Elemental Warrior 2/1. As an additional cost to cast, reveal an elemental card from your hand or pay 3. Doesn't seem great. Shimmering Grotto is not something we want. I don't think we're afraid of any of those, so I guess we'll take it, but I don't think we'll play it. Exiled Boggart came back, and that will be the card that we take. Get some more creatures. Hey, this Boggart came back as well. Taking it. Another Goblin, but this one's probably going to sit in the sideboard. We don't want to play a 2-drop 1/1. Maybe if we're up against elves, and even then probably not. Bog Hoodlums came back again. I wasn't really excited about them. Well, we've got a deck going. We only need 10 cards out of the next 30 cards, and that should be doable, I hope. Arbiter of Knoll Ridge. You are not our colors. You're a giant, though. 5/5 Vigilance. Enters the battlefield. Each player's life total. No. Tar Pitcher. Sack a Goblin. Tar Pitcher deals 2 damage to target creature or player. That sounds pretty darn good. 2/1 for 2. Clash, it becomes a 3/2. No. 1/3 Goblin spells cost... Goblin spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. That sounds good, but, I mean, if we're the Goblin deck, and if nobody else is drafting it, we should get that back, I think. And I think Tar Pitcher just seems better anyways. You want your Goblins to die, usually, because they have exit the battlefield effects. It helps build up our Knucklebone Witch, and we get to shock things, even more than the other shocks that we already have. So, yeah, we are going to take Tar Pitcher. There's one black card in this deck, or in this pack. Crazy. Nath of the Gilt Leaf. 5 mana 4/4. Beginning of your upkeep, you may have your opponent discard a card at random. Whenever an opponent discards a card, you may put a 1/1 green elf. That seems decent. I wonder if we could splash for it. Boggart Shenanigans. 3-drop. Enchantment. Whenever another goblin you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may have Boggart Shenanigans deal 1 damage to target player. Well, that helps us go off, right? Spiderwig. Ew. 2/2. Enters the battlefield. Target creature gains fear until end of turn. Flamekin Brawler. Pepper Smoke. Target creature gains -1/-1. I kind of want to take the Nath of the Gilt Leaf. Though, maybe we just try to go off with goblins. Don't try any splashing shenanigans. Summon the School, another very important card in the Merfolk Mill deck. Destroy target non-elf creature. Seems good. We're not that. We're not really that. So yeah, I think we will go with the Eyeblade's Ending. Another Smoke Braider. Another Pepper Smoke. Or a Spiderwig Boggart. Guess we could take that. It's a 3/3. Give something fear. Or, sorry, it's not a 3/3. It's a 2/2. 4/3. Rare red land. Hideaway. Add red. Pay a red. Tap. You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if an opponent was dealt 7 or more damage this turn. So, no. That's not something we want. Sack. Forager. Target player shuffles his library. That seems really bad. Another Spiderwig. Huh. I don't like any of this. I guess we'll take another Bonfire. Don't want to play 2 though, but we'll take it. Flamekin Harbinger. We could have 3 Harbingers. What else do we have? We've got this Elemental, Mind Rot. Ooh, Footbottom Feast. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library, draw a card. So all the creatures that we're sacking, we can get back. So Footbottom Feast is a go. Another Boggart Harbinger seems fine. Mudbottom Torch Runner, 1/1. When it dies, ooh, here we go. When it dies, deal 3 damage to target creature or player. Then we can get it back with Footbottom Feast, and we can sack it in different ways. Yeah. Boggart Birthright, return target goblin card from your graveyard to your hand. I think we're pretty happy with the Mud-Button Torch Runner. Another Forager, Giant's Ire, Face Vaulter, sack a goblin. Face Vaulter gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Seems good. So what do we want out of here? We don't want this Bloodblade Whirl, right? We only have one. We have 1 elemental. So we maybe don't even want the Smoke Braider, actually. So Flamekin out of there. Consuming Bonfire number 2, get out of there. Giant Harbinger probably is not a card that we want. Everything else I think I'm okay with for the time being. Black Poplar Shaman. 1/3. Just a 1/3. So there's not much we want here, so I think I'm just going to rare draft. Maybe someday this will be worth $1 billion. Or half a cent. Either or. Another Spiderwig or a Flamekin Brawler. Yeah. I mean, maybe we get a bunch of elementals and we do go for a sub-elemental theme. I don't think we're going to play another Spiderwig. Well, maybe we do play another Spiderwig. Yeah, let's take Spiderwig. Okay, not much here. At the beginning of your end step, on tap all Merfolk. Let's hurt the Merfolk deck ever so slightly. 2/3 Death Touch. Probably won't play it, but we can take it. Forager. Sure, but we're not going to play it. Target player shuffles his or her library. I guess it's like if you clash and they put it on top, then you can say, haha, you don't get that card, but seems bad. Mornwalk, we're not going to play. And Soaring Hope we're not going to play. So now it's all about upgrading cards. Hostility, 3 red, 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 6/6, haste. If a spell you control would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage. Put a 3/1 red elemental creature token with haste on the battlefield for each 1 damage prevented this way. Doesn't seem great. We've got another Hornet Harasser. We've got a Changeling Berserker. We don't have any Changelings yet, right? I think we thought about taking one, but no, we don't have any Changelings just yet. Bog Hoodlums, Boggart Birthright. I think I might just take another Hornet Harasser. I really don't want to play that card. It'll probably come back around. Muldrifter. Not for us. Let's take the Hornet Harasser. Alright, this pack we've got another of those Hearthcage Giants. We still could maybe play one. Elemental Shaman that I'm not going to play. Maybe I do. 3 in a red, deals 1 damage to our creature or player. Could be okay, especially with the Smoke Raider. Black Poplar, Dream Spoiler, Witches, whenever you know. Yeah, it's Giant or Spitfire. Giant or Spitfire. I think we'll just take the Spitfire. Another Harbinger, another Giant, another Exiled Boggart. Ooh, another Mud Button. I'm pretty okay with another Mud Button. Ghostly Changeling. There's a Changeling, finally. Hurly Burly. 1 damage to each creature without flying, 1 damage to each creature with flying. No. Yeah, I think we'll just take the Ghostly Changeling here. Technically a Goblin, and it's a 2/2 Shade. Better than Blades, Dream Spoiler, Pepper Smoke. Yeah, so we'll take that and we'll replace... What was I not happy with? I mean, Smoke Raider maybe still just doesn't make it. Yeah, let's do that. Ghostly Changeling. Squeaking Pie Sneak. 2/2 for 2. Reveal a Goblin, which we're totally going to be able to do. And it's got Fear. Seems fine. Exiled Boggart. Another Mud Button Torch Runner. Do we want another Mud Button Torch Runner? Maybe. Is 3 too many? No, let's go with a Pie Sneak. And let's get rid of that Flamekin Spitfire. Hey, another Knucklebone Witch. That I like. That I like. Now we can just go ham on playing and killing goblins. In you go. Let's get rid of... What's the Caterwauling? No, that gives all my goblins Menace. Quillsinger... Quillsinger is kind of like the sideboard goblin if we're up against Kithkin, I think. So we are all in on a lot of dead goblins pumping up a pair of Knucklebone Witches. Hopefully that's a deck. Who knows? Alright, what do we get here? We get a Blind Spot Giant, and that's about it. So there's nothing really here for us. Nothing I really want to hate out. Maybe we can hurt the elf deck a little bit. Take the Elvish Promenade. I don't even know if that's playable, but nobody's playing it now. What do we get here? Ceaseless Sear Blades. A 2/4 for 4. Whenever you activate an ability of an elemental. Nope. Another Goblin Rogue. Foil Mountain. I think we might just take the foil. Ooh, there's an Elvish Handservant. I heard about the Handservant aggro deck. I assume nobody's in it. Otherwise, they would have taken this. But I think we'll just take it anyways. Okay, it looks like somebody did take the hostility out of this pack. I guess we can take Boggart Birthright. Beat of your end step. Clash with an opponent if you win. Gain control. No. Gain control. Just gain control forever, right? Still, I don't think anybody should be playing that. So, we can take the Birthright, but we're not going to play it. Blades, Rune Stalactite. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is every creature type. So it just gives Changeling. Pro Goblins. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature. It's just like Divine Verdict. Why is that here? That's weird. Let's get rid of it. That's a way of tapping for Merfolk. Although it's expensive, so I doubt people would play it. But let's take it. Pepper Smoke, Hurly Burly. I guess Hurly Burly for the sideboard. Exard. No, let's. So nobody's playing blue-white Merfolk. Otherwise, this card should be gone because that's an important card. Yeah, we'll take it. Just in case somebody is, we don't want them to have a second one. Let's take the Fault Grinder, but we're not going to play it, and a Spring Cleaning. And there we have a deck. We have a red-black Goblins deck for Lorwyn. I have no idea how it's going to go. Kind of wish I had more time to play a whole bunch of Lorwyn. The set really seems interesting to me. It seems like it'd be very fun to learn, and I love the art. Absolutely love the art. It's possibly one of my favorite sets that I've seen for art. But yeah, we're going to add some lands. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more black, probably like 11-6. 11-6. And we are going to go with 11-6. We mostly need our black earlier than our red. Tarfire is not really a 1-drop. Tarfire is more like a 3-drop. Those are 1-drops. Yeah, seems fine. So we're going to submit that deck, and I will see you guys for round 1, where hopefully we can do some good stuff and make the future rounds.